Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Good morning, afternoon, midday, whatever it happens to be, evening for you while you're watching this video. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I have a nice coffee. Got a nice dark roast today. Something Joe. I can't remember what it was. Dark Joe or I don't know. Somebody sent it to me, and it's a Starbucks brand. It's delicious. Very smooth, but also roasty dark at the same time. You know how sometimes coffee gets that burnt taste? Are you one of those burnt taste coffee people? I'm not sure we can be friends. No, we can be friends, but I don't care for that. There's like Joe Muggs, for some reason. Not to get on Joe Muggs. I'm sure that's a fantastic company, but everything, all their coffee tastes burnt, and I suppose that's on purpose. Anyway, this is not coffee talk about actual coffee. We're going to talk about Nona Manidis in his Badger All-Tier 10 battle on Himmels Abidorf. He's going to go to this position and look for a shot, which I believe he gets one real quick because usually there's a big rush-a-lam-a-ding-dang to get into the middle there. Oh, I could be mistaken. Oh, there's a Progetto over there. He sent me this. Maybe this is where he gets it. There we go. He sent me this because the point of it is get your gun in the game. Casemate TDs are notoriously difficult for this. Where he currently is a spot that a person in a Badger might go and sit for the entire game. And then the game is either won or lost without him. And maybe at the end, if it's close enough, he has a chance to defeat a push into the cap. Because herder, I'm a TD. People like to play that way. Some do. It is my contention that you get your gun in the game. And I know Nona's been watching this for a long time. I don't really have a problem with this initial positioning, especially if he gets a bunch of guys trying to counterattack and take the Abbey down. But as with most things where it's a good idea at the time, it's not necessarily a good idea the entire game, and that's what Nona figures out. He says, well, that well has dried up. They don't appear to, at least at this point, be pushing into the middle. So let's go put my gun in the game. One of the other arguments you will hear is, I'm too slow. I can't get there. Well, you can. You hit the W. It's the WASD. It's the top one that if you have the same fingers I do, you use that one, the middle. Let's call it the ring. No, it's the middle finger. The middle finger. I was thinking it was the ring finger. That's A, right? I don't know because on my whatever this thing is called down here, keyboard, it's all worn off. I don't even know. Like my son sat down the other day and started typing because he's a hunt and pet guy, and he said, "Which one's W, A, and S and D?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just type, and my fingers do the walking, right? My finger." All right, Nona is pushing back to the actual tanks that we were talking about to go put his gun in the game. Imagine that. Imagine that. Now his team is actually doing okay so far. They kind of wiped everything out that was over on the 8 line. Don't go there, by the way. But he's going to take his Badger and he's going to make a difference. This looks to be like his team is kind of losing. If we look at the general state of hit points over here, and there's even some guys up top, the 60 TP. They're outnumbering him over here a bit, but in hit points, they don't seem to be doing very well. And nobody really wants to go around the corner and be the soak the damage guy. It looks like the 7201 is doing some side scraping. The Centurion moves to create a crossfire and eats some damage doing so. And then Nona's just going to drive up with the reload and the DPM on this thing. It's always a little difficult sometimes doing that. And he's just going to go, you know what, I'm just going to put my hit points and my armor and my DPM out here, and we're just going to start punching people in the face. And this really works because he has a lot of friends back there, right? He has a lot of friends, so they have choices. They can try to wait for a shot on the guys that are side scraping and just get eaten alive by the DPM, or they can shoot DPM Monster, try to get rid of him, and risk these dudes having an opportunity to come around and get free shots. It's a bad deal all around for the Purples. When you get someone like this that's going to come in here and go, you know what, I'm going to use my hit points and my DPM and this bad boy Assault TD for the job that it was built for. We're not going to snipe a lamma-ding-dang. And we're just going to come in here and I shot into the side of the Super Conqueror. I kind of like that, taking that opportunity. He gets gunned down, and it's all over but the shouting over here, right? The difference was made. He got his gun in the game. Took him a while to get there. Comes around the corner, and now we're just basically destroying these guys. Because this purple team had a bit of a chance to bring this back If Nona sits back there on the cap, like a lot of TD players will often do, and doesn't come up here with his gun, maybe this side over here whittles down our side and wins, right? Maybe. But Nona comes around, drops 2,800, soaks up another Math in Public 1,200 or so, something like that, of damage, and absolutely breaks the defense here. Gives his team opportunity, puts his gun in the game, and helps with the collapse. And that, my friends, is why whatever you're driving in this game, whatever tank you're driving, you go to where the fight is. Do not wait for the fight to come to you. Sometimes you have to wait for the fight to come to you. It depends, right? But as a general rule, at the beginning of the game, don't sit in bushes at cap and wait for whatever might happen there. If you have a lane that has shots, such as he did down the middle, that's fine. That's a great idea, actually. Take a quick look. Am I going to be able to help in the fight in the Abbey? He waited there for potatoes, saw what was going on, added his gun to the fight over here, and just had at it. Just absolutely fantastic. And we're at 3,352. I'm going to show you the rest of this game. It's obviously cleanup on aisle 2. I'm going to show you the rest of this game because it also illustrates the W. Remember the finger? You give it the middle finger on the W. Just keep Wing towards the hit points, my friends. Keep on doing it. I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone type in chat or say on the channel or whatever something to the effect of, or on the forums, something to the effect of, "Well, I can't do that. I'm too slow." You've heard the saying, "Slow and steady wins the race," right? You know what? You might not make it. It's true. If you had a faster tank, you would have a better chance to get wherever it is you're going. But I promise you, if you just W towards the bad guys, if you just W towards the purples, reds, however you have it set up, you will gather more hit points over time, especially. That individual game, you might not, but if you are always thinking, I'm just going to W towards these guys and see if I can get another shot in. See if I can help my team a little bit more. See if I can ensure the close battle does not turn into a loss. Or I turn it into a win, however you want to look at that. And we're all the way up to 4,389, which we added another 1,000 damage by Wing in here. Unfortunately, we get a cap and we don't go get the JPZ and the object. But it ends up being a win. So that is acceptable to Guido. And we've dropped 4,389 and assisted in 1,972, because one of the cool things you can do with a DPM monster like this tank, doesn't hit particularly hard, but it reloads really fast for a tier 10, especially for a tier 10 TD, is tracking guys, right? Especially if you can get damage and track and then pick up the assist off of the tracked guy that you just damaged. That is muy bueno, which is Spanish for really cool. Very good. Is that what it is? I believe it is. Anyway, thanks to Nona for sending this in. Nice little game right there. A great, great, great illustration of a, it's not a 10,000 damage game, but it's a solid, good game. Completely because he decided to go to bring his gun to the fight. It's as easy as that, even as the execution can be difficult in the game. The concepts of this game are very, very simple. It's the execution, the devil's in the details, right? All right. I hope you enjoyed that. Nicely done, Nona. We'll see you guys later.